Points.
Hello, and welcome to the Broad Points podcast. I am the broad with the points. I am the broad that points, not in public. I am your host, Tyler the Lady. For those of you who don't know me, don't worry, Hakuna Matata. I'm going to take this episode to talk exactly about that. I am an artist of varying mediums, I will say. I love to sing, I love to write, I love to sculpt, I love to paint, draw, tie-dye. If it's a creative endeavor, sign me up. Because I really believe that there shouldn't be any limitations on how we express ourselves creatively. I have recognized that different forms of art jive better with different people, with different emotions. And so why on earth would I want to limit myself to one medium? I am a comedian. I am also a co-host of the Gone Viral podcast that I do with Matt Koch. And I'm a life coach. I actually did go to school, which not all life coaches can say, for wellness, for performance, and for transition coaching. For me, that journey, it really did start as there's a scientist, her name is Beatrice Bebe. She says, all research is me search. And when I first read that sentence, it really hit home for me. I have both witnessed and experienced things in my life that I was not able to process at the time. And as a result, it sent me down this path of searching. And I'll be honest, the beginning of my path, there was a lot of external validation that I felt I needed in order to heal. And I always knew, like deep down within me, that wasn't what I needed. It wasn't what I truly wanted. And even in my youth as a child, I have always kind of been that counselor. That friend or family member that people have come to and confessed their deepest, darkest secrets to me. And I have allowed it. I have listened. I have supported. I have cared. I've been there. I've, wanted to help people. And I've realized that I can't help anybody who doesn't want help. The only thing that I can do is share with those who want to listen and learn for myself. And that's why I started this podcast. And I'll dive more into me in a moment, but I love people, which is crazy because I told myself for so long that I hated people. But that was because I believed that the world was out to get me. I used to believe, one, that I hated myself, but also that the world hated me too, that the world was truly conspiring against me. And it led to a lot of very dark years and a lot of very dark thoughts that I'm not afraid to talk about. And that's humility. That's being human. And for me to say that I want to share, it's everything. It's, the good and the bad. But as I know, as my good friend William Shakespeare taught me, there is no good or bad. and only thinking makes it so. So for me, my journey of coaching, it really was allowing me to take control of my own thoughts, to recognize my own power. And so I want to share the truth. I want to share how I got here. I want to share the little laughs, the little bits of love, the little bits of positivity, and also some of those struggles too. Because at the end of the day, when I hear somebody talking about something that I've been through, it just reminds me that I'm not alone. And I think that so often, especially in today's world, with how isolating social media can be, now is the best time to make something like this. It's the best time to remind you that I'm right here with you. We get to share in these moments together. Our lives, our loves, our losses, they're all lessons. And if we can allow ourselves the space to be able to recognize those lessons and harness our power, there is no stopping our growth. There is no limitation on who we are or what we can do. And a personal belief that I will share with people, I do believe that human beings, we are innately good. There are 100% things in life that can kind of send us down some other pathways, hurt people. That is a very real thing. But knowing that it doesn't just appear out of nowhere. We're sculpted by our beliefs. And something that I'll want to share with you guys, and I'll have one for every episode, it's going to be a fundamental phrase. And so this week's fundamental phrase, which by the way I spell F-U-N, demental, is you cannot make a mistake. You cannot make a mistake. Now, I know that can be met with resistance because not everyone's saying that. A lot of people are over analyzing and over criticizing the things that they do, the things that they think, the things that they feel. And I'm here to tell you that it's normal for you. With all of the things that we've experienced in our lives, every single person is different. Every list of associations to words is different for different people. We come from different backgrounds, from different cities, from different ethnic groups. There's so much difference amongst us that it's so important to realize how the same we are. And learning to laugh at ourselves and learning to give ourselves the grace and compassion that this fundamental phrase gives, it's so freeing. Because once we realize it, the knowledge is there forever. We get to keep that. No one can take our learnings away from us. So, I'll actually talk about recently, and even in the beginning here, I said, I'm an artist of varying mediums. Dance is not one of those mediums. that I've explored. And over the last few weeks, I have really been diving into it. I've really been experiencing the effect of movement on not only the mind, but on the body, and with music. 5, 6, 7, 8, which is so crazy because I don't have a dance background, but I love to dance. I love to move. I love to listen to music. Scientifically, you will find that music reaches different depths of the human brain. And to me, that has always been very prevalent. When I haven't been able to talk to people, I have been able to learn and understand and relate to music. And so to be able to now join a community who isn't afraid to look stupid, who isn't afraid to take a chance, who isn't afraid to learn something new, it's been really empowering. And I'm not getting every move. In no way am I coming into this dance class thinking, oh, I'm going to nail every single step and kickball change. Like, I mean, I try to tell myself that I'm going to do great, but I'll be real. I've had extreme anxiety going to some of these classes because I have been a perfectionist in the past. And that is also, a continuing battle. A continuing battle of self-love and allowing that to prevail as the hero here. Because true healing, it takes the courage to love. It takes the courage to laugh. It takes the courage to choose yourself in the times when maybe you don't even want to be with yourself. I actively remember saying to a friend that I hated myself and I hated the things that I produced. And as an artist, for a long time, I wouldn't even sign my paintings. I wouldn't carve my initials into my sculptures. There was an immense amount of shame and guilt by the things that I created, and this feeling of unfulfillment, this feeling that things were never finished, that I could always add more, that I could always be better. And then I think of, my struggles with food. I have been an emotional eater. I have allowed my emotions to fuel that grab for food. And at the end of it all, when my body hurts and I've been in pain and not knowing what I was even reaching for, I realized that I was trying to fill something within me. And when I think of that, I'm brought back to high school. And I very specifically remember this teacher, this counselor, who said that there are 3 types of people in life. People who make it happen, people who watch it happen, and people who ask, what happened? And I've been all of those people. I'm not going to sit here and lie and say, I'm always the person that makes it happen. Because there are times when I have chosen to self-isolate. When I have chosen to, kind of be a little bit more of a recluse and figure out my boundaries and my life path. And ultimately, what was going to fill my cup. And the thing that nobody tells you is that although success is one word, it means different things to different people. And so for me, success isn't about money or love or some external feeling or validation. It really is about how fulfilled I am with myself. It's, am I happy to look at myself in the mirror? Am I putting in the work that I want? Am I doing the things that I want? Am I talking to the people that I want? And depression and trauma and all of these other things, they can try to pull you off of that. But at the end of the day, we have to show up. We have to choose us. And I really truly believe that now is the time to be releasing this podcast. One, because I cannot make a mistake. But two, through all of the ups and downs that life has provided, I know I am in control. And I am the one who creates my future. And I want to connect with people. I want them to feel that same thing for themselves. I want you to feel that. I want you to join me on Mindfulness Mondays when I'll be releasing these episodes. And just take a break. Take a break from the internal monologue, whatever that may be, and take a listen. Let's talk about it. Because I truly believe that there can't be too much information. Because I'm just going to ask more questions about it. I really do believe that it's not enough. It's not enough information. We have to share. And I'm here to share. And it won't always be pretty. And it may not always be funny. But it'll be real. And it'll be from my perspective. And my perspective is 100% different than your perspective. But maybe we can see eye to eye on some things. And if we can't see eye to eye, maybe we can just try and understand each other. We can try and understand ourselves. The more that we dig, the more that we can discover. And, you know, something that I've always said is that we have to embrace discomfort in order to further our discovery. And I love treasure, man. I love it. Like, growing up in Washington, my father, who we'll talk about, I'm sure everybody, I'm sorry, you're on notice, you're going to be talked about. I will not say names, though. I don't feel that it's necessary to name names. I think that lessons can be learned without names. I don't feel that it's necessary to put anybody underneath of a spotlight because they're not consenting to this. This is about me. And to me personally, I believe in respecting people's privacy. I believe in respecting people's wishes. And I believe in consent. So embrace discomfort to further your discovery is treasure. It is finding treasure. And one thing that my dad did real well is taught me to pursue finding treasures. Now, of course, he did teach me a lot about the external, treasure, like actually literally going out and geocaching, digging for crystals or mining for gold. Like, does anybody remember the Gold Fever show where the song was like, go, 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 fever, va, 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 va. My father would watch that show all of the time. And so, in a way, once I took the external things out of it, the lesson there for me was really to find my own treasure and that's within me. And that's something that I try to remind everybody of is there is nothing that you can search for in the outer world that doesn't already exist within you. So I hope that moving forward, you continue to join me on Mindfulness Mondays when I will be releasing these episodes for Broad Points Podcast. Always feel free to reach out. Feel free to like, subscribe, review the podcast, follow me on social media. You can either follow the podcast page, which is at Broad Points, or you can follow my personal page, which I am at Tyler the Lady. I love you so, so, so much. Thank you for taking the time and the energy. And remember, you cannot make a mistake.